Hello friends, welcome to video lecture on fluid mechanics. In today's session, we'll learn about the momentum of fluid in motion. So let us we discuss about this momentum equation. It is based on the law of conservation of momentum or on the momentum principle, which states that the net force acting on a fluid mass is equal to the change in momentum of flow per unit time in that direction. The force acting on the fluid mass m is given by Newton's second law of motion. This is the Newton's second law of motion. F equals to ma. So this a is acceleration acting in the direction of force F. So we know the basic mathematical relation for the acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. So d dt of v is nothing but the acceleration a. So what's about the F? You again come back towards this relation. F equals to ma. A means d dt of this one v. So we'll just take this m instead of this differentiation sign. Okay, so in this way you can get the relation for the F d dt of mv. This equation is known as the principle of momentum. This can be also written, if I take this dt towards the other side, then F dt equals to d into mv, which is known as impulse momentum equation, and states that the impulse of the force F acting on a fluid of mass m in a short interval of time dt is equal to the change of momentum, that is d into mv, in the direction of force. Now we'll see the force exerted by a flowing fluid on a pipe bend. The impulse momentum equation is used to determine the resultant force exerted by a flowing fluid on a pipe bend. Now consider the two sections 1 and 2 as shown in this figure. This indicates the bend pipe. Okay, so where we are considered here the two sections, section number 1 and section number 2. So corresponding to this section number 1, we'll consider the velocity of flow, that is v1 at section number 1. At the same time, consider this one. Let us consider this P1 is nothing but the pressure intensity at section number 1, and A1 is nothing but the area of cross section of the pipe at section 1. Similarly, we can get the P2, P2 and A2 corresponding values of the velocity, pressure and area at section number 2. So let this one Fx and Fy be the components of the forces exerted by the flowing fluid on the bend in x and y direction respectively. Then the force exerted by the bend on the fluid in direction x and y will be equal to Fx and Fy, but in opposite directions. Hence the component of the force exerted on the bend on the fluid in x direction is nothing but the minus Fx, because that will act in opposite direction, and in the direction of y we can get the minus Fy. The other external forces acting on the fluid are P1 A1 and P2 A2 on the sections 1 and 2 respectively. The momentum equation in x direction is given by the net force acting on a fluid in the direction x equals to rate of change of momentum in x direction. Now see the net force acting on the fluid in the direction x is nothing but here P1 A1 with us. Then if you look towards the component of this one, we are considering opposite direction. Okay, means you can get here minus Fx. At the same time, you look towards this one, this force P1 A1. So P2 A2, the component of this P2 A2 in horizontal direction is nothing but here P2 A2 cos of theta. Okay, the component of this one, it will add in opposite direction, so towards the negative direction. Just focus here on P2 A2. So if you just see here, if I take the horizontal component of this one and vertical component of this one, so this component towards the negative direction. That's why we have written here P2 A2 cos of theta. Now towards the right side, rate of change of momentum in x direction. That is nothing but the mass per second multiplied by change in velocity. So mass per second we can get in terms of density and multiplication of here density and discharge q. Okay, so what's about the change of velocity? So final velocity in the direction x, velocity in the direction x minus initial velocity in the direction of x. What's about the final velocity in the direction of x? So here is the final velocity. Okay, so we can just get this one v2 cos of theta minus initial velocity with us v1. So in this way I can get the initial velocity. Okay, so what's about this one fx? If I keep this fx towards one side and if I take the remaining terms towards the another side, then you can get this fx is nothing but this term will remain as it is. If I take this towards the another side, then automatically here the sign of this term it changes. So pq into v1 minus v2 cos of theta. If I take this term towards the another side, so you can get this relation in this way, plus this term will remain as it is, p1 a1 minus p2 a2 cos of theta in this way. Now similarly the momentum equation in y direction gives, so if you just focus on the y direction, so here is the y direction. For that we need to consider the vertical forces. So here is the vertical force with us. This vertical force is not available with us because this force already with us in horizontal direction. Okay, now just focus on this one. What's about the component of this P2 A2 in vertical direction? Already that component is shown here. You just see the picture of this one is drawn here. So component of this one in horizontal direction with us P2 A2 cos of theta, and vertical component of the same with us P2 A2 sin of theta. Now as far as concerned with the vertical forces or momentum equation in y direction, okay, so here the component of this one is absent in vertical direction. That's why here 0 is written. Okay, so component of this one vertically in the down direction with us P2 A2 sin of theta. That's why the minus sign is given. Then if you just see here again this one in negative direction. Okay, so that's why the minus sign is given. What's about this one? Again you have to equate this with the, you just see here mass per this one mass per second multiplied by change in velocity. So what's about the change in velocity? Change in velocity in this case is nothing but the final velocity component along the y direction minus the component of the velocity along the x direction. Component of the velocity along the y direction with us v2 sin of theta. So that's why this v2 sin of theta is written minus initial component in the vertical direction with us 0. That's why the 0 is written here. Okay. So what's about the fy? If I take this fy towards one side and if I take the another term, remaining terms towards the another side, then in this way you can get that relation pq. So sign of this one will changes if I take this towards the another side. Okay, so pq into minus v2 sin of theta. And what's about this one? This term will remain as it is, p2 a2 sin of theta. Now my target is to get the value for the resultant force. Once we get the value for summation of f of x and this one, all the forces along the x direction and all the forces along the y direction, so easily we can get the resultant force Fr acting on the bend by using this formula, square root of fx square plus fy square, and the angle made by the resultant force with the horizontal direction is given by tan of theta equals to fy divided by fx. Simple one. Okay, so in this case very simple thing is here. Just resolve the forces along the x direction and along the y direction. Okay, then get the summation of all the forces along the x direction, then along y direction. Okay, and the resultant of the same can be analyzed by using this relation, that is square root of fx square plus fy square. And how can get the angle made by that resultant force with the horizontal direction? That can be analyzed by using this relation, tan of theta equals to fy divided by fx. Now we'll move towards some of the numerical on this topic. A bend 45 degree, a 45 degree reducing bend is connected in a pipeline. The diameters at the inlet and outlet of the bend being 600 mm and 300 mm respectively. Find the force exerted by the water on the bend if the intensity of the pressure at the inlet to the bend is 8.829 Newton per centimeter square and the rate of flow of water is 600 liters per second. Now, if you look towards this one, so whatever the information given, according to that information, first of all, we have to just complete this diagram. Okay. Now, see the angle of the bend. This indicates the angle of bend. Okay. So, angle of the bend with us 45 degrees. So, according to this information given, first of all, you have to complete this diagram. Then consider this is nothing but the section 1. This is nothing but the section 2. Corresponding to this section number 1. Pressure, area, and the velocity with us P1, A1, V1, etc. Okay. At the same time, corresponding to this section number 2, we have to consider V2, P2, and A2. These things. Okay. Now say here the angle of bend with us 45 degree. Then diameter at the inlet with us 600 mm given. Okay. From this diameter, first of all, calculate the value for the area. That is A1 equals to pi by 4 into D1 square. Substitute the value for this diameter D1 in terms of the now here in this case the diameter D2 corresponding to this section number 2 is given, that is at the outlet with us 300 mm. Convert this into meter, okay, by multiplying 10 raised to minus 3. Then calculate the value for the area corresponding to this diameter D2. Okay, so this can be calculated in this way, 0.07068 meter square. Okay, now see the pressure at the inlet 8.829 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, given. Convert this into Newton per meter square. Okay, and the value for the Q, that is the discharge with us 600 liters per second. Okay, just get that discharge value in terms of meter cube per second. Okay, by multiplying this term by 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, so we can get this one as 0.6 meter cube per second. What's about the use of this one? From this, you know the area by using that continuous discharge relation. You can get the V1 equals to Q divided by A1. So Q with us 0.6, the area with us here 0.2827. Okay, so do the calculation, you can get the value for V1 equals to 2.122 meter per second. Similarly, get the value for V2, that is Q divided by A2. Then we can get in this way 8.488 meter per second. Now apply the Bernoulli's theorem at section number 1 and section number 2. Okay, so we know the Bernoulli's theorem, that is P1 divided by rho g plus V1 square divided by 2g plus Z1 equals to P2 divided by rho g plus V2 square divided by 2g plus Z2. Now whatever the information available with us, just substitute to this equation. In this case, you just see the value for Z1 equals to Z2 with us. Both this term get cancelled. Now substitute everything. Okay, so here the value for the pressure P2 is unknown with us. Okay, so do the calculations of this one. This one pressure head with us. Pressure head P2 divided by rho g can be calculated, and we can get that value in this way, 5.5575 meter of water. Okay, now we know the value for rho in case of the water 1000 and g with us 9.81 Newton per meter square. Substitute everything here and get the value for P2. So P2, after doing calculation, we get 5.45 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Forces on the bend in x and y directions are given by equations. These are nothing but the equations with us, fx and fy. One can actually develop that equation with the help of this diagram. Okay, once again you have to just draw that component here and just see the forces along x direction, y direction. Okay, resolve that forces along the x direction and y direction. If any inclined force with us, okay, just resolve that force and try to develop that equation for the summation of f of x then f of y. So in this way you can get that relation. Okay, so pq into v1 minus v2 cos of theta plus p1 a1 minus p2 a2 cos of theta. Okay, now substitute the value for rho q, then v1 v2 theta, okay, cos of theta, these terms, everything just substitute here. Do the calculation, we can get the value for fx equals to 19,911.4 Newton. Similarly, get the value for this fy. Now focus only here on the vertical forces. For that it is very necessary to resolve this one, p2 a2. in vertical direction as well as in horizontal direction at the same time. Resolve this V2 in vertical direction and along the horizontal direction. Okay, just focus only on the vertical components and just get the summation of this one f of y. Why I'm saying the summation? Because this indicate the all summation of all the forces. Okay, so fy indicate this term. Okay, now just substitute the value for this rho, q, v2, theta, okay, p2, a2, etc. And after doing calculation, we get the value for this fy equals to minus 6322.2 Newton. So once we get the value for fx and fy, just substitute these values into this relation, you can get the fr equals to square root of fx square plus fy square. Now just substitute the value of fx here, fy. After doing calculation, we can get the 20,890.9 Newton. Okay. Now see the angle made by that resultant force with the x-axis that can be analyzed by using this relation. Tan of theta equals to fy divided by fx. Substitute the value of this fy, fx and get the value for theta. So theta we can get 17.36. Okay. Now here 17 degree 36 minute. Okay. Now if you just focus here, summation of f of y is negative and summation of this one f of x is positive. Okay, so depends upon the sign of this one and this one, you can decide the quadrant for this resultant force. Okay, so as this one summation of f of x is negative, sorry, this one positive and this one is negative, means r lies in fourth quadrant. Okay, so that's why this one actually shown in the fourth quadrant. Okay, it is very important to just focus on the sign of this one, summation of f of x and this one f of y. Depends upon this one, we can get the location for that resultant force. Okay, simple actually, basic from the engineering mechanics is used here. Okay, now let us move towards next problem on the same topic. 250 liters per second of water is flowing in a pipe having a diameter of 300 mm. If the pipe is bent by 135 degree, that is change from initial to final direction is 135 degree. Find the magnitude and direction of the resultant force on the bend. The pressure of the water flowing is 39.24 Newton per centimeter square. Now first of all just write here given data. P1 equals to P2 equals to 39.24 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, so in this way you can get the pressure P1 equals to P2 equals to 39.24 into 10 raised to plus 4 Newton per meter square. Discharge with us in terms of 250 liters per second. To get that discharge in terms of meter cube per second by multiplying 10 raised to plus 3, minus 3 to this term. You can get that in terms of meter cube per second. Then diameter of the bend at inlet and outlet, that is D1 and D2. If you just see the corresponding to this section number 1 and section number 2, the value for this one with us 300 mm. So we can get that in terms of meter in this way by multiplying 10 raised to minus 3 to this term, we can get 0.3 meter. So corresponding area can be calculated with the help of this relation, as the value for this one D1 is same corresponding to this section number and section number 1 and section number 2. You can get the value for this one area corresponding to section number 1 and 2 is same. So after doing calculation, we can get 0.07068 meter square. Now velocity of water at the section number 1 and section number 2. For that, it is very important to develop this diagram first of all. Okay, so whatever the angle of the bend given, so this is the angle of the bend given 135 degree. According to this, first of all draw this diagram and after that start doing your calculations. Okay, now the velocity of the water at the section number 1 is nothing but the discharge divided by area. What's about the discharge? Discharge with us 0.25 meter cube per second. Okay, just substitute here the area with us 0.07068. just substitute here and get the value for P1 as well as P2 will get here same. Okay, 3.537 meter per second in this way. Now if you look to us here, the velocity is this one is also component of this will resolved here. What's about this one 135 degree with us, so automatically the remaining angle with us is nothing but the 45 degree. Here we can get that angle as 45 degree. Okay, Once we get here 45 degree, the angle made by this V2 with the horizontal line is 45 degree. Okay. Now at the same time, this indicate the P2A2. P2A2 this term with us. Now corresponding this one, we can get the P2. So what's about the resolve this one main force with us P2A2 and resolve this P2A2 to its components. P2A2 cos of 45 degree. At the same time, we can get here P2A2 sin of 45, the vertical component of the same. Similarly, we have to resolve this one velocity into its components. Okay. Here we can get this angle as 45 degree. So this angle is 45 degree. That's why the horizontal component of this one with us V2 cos of 45 degree and the vertical component of the same with us V2 of 45 degree. So once the resolution of all the forces is work, now just develop this relation for the summation of all the horizontal forces as well as summation of all the vertical forces. Okay. Now here in this case, force acting along x-axis, that is nothing but the Fx. So P into Q. So what this indicate? This is what the velocity corresponding to this one section number 1 V1 x minus V2x. Why this one V2x is written? Velocity component of this one corresponding to this section number 2 is nothing but here V2x. V2x for the horizontal direction we have considered the x as the suffix. Okay. So similarly, the pressure at the section number 1 is nothing but the P1x. Similarly, A1 here plus this one P2x into A2. Whatever the component of this one P2A2 from the x direction is considered here as P2x to A2. Just see the velocity, initial velocity in direction of x is nothing but here already calculations by us in the previous step 3.537. Now what's about the final velocity component? Final velocity component with us V2 cos of 45. If you focus here, velocity component corresponding to this section number 2 is nothing but the V2 cos of 45 degree, and this component is towards the negative side of the x-axis. That's why the minus sign is given here, minus V2 cos of 45 degree. What's about the V2 and V1? Value for this V1 and V2 is same. So here substitute the value for the V2, do the calculation for this V2x. So in this way we can get that relation. Similarly, just move towards this one pressure term, that is P1x equals to pressure corresponding to this one section number 1 in x direction. Okay. So already this value with us 39.24 corresponding to this P corresponding to this number 1, and the values for pressure are the same one. Okay. You can get this value here in this way. Here this case P2x nothing but the component of this pressure P2. The component of this pressure P2 here in this case this indicates the P2A2. Component of this P2A2 along x direction is nothing but here P2 cos of 45 degree. P2 cos of 45 degree multiply by this here the area term with us. Should multiply by only the component of this one pressure we have considered along the x direction. Okay, means here what this indicate, but here value of the P2 and this cos of 45 degree, this value with us. Okay, now if you just focus here, get the summation of this all the horizontal forces. For that, just focus only on the horizontal forces and just write this all these things here, do the calculations. You can get the value for the Fx equals to 48,855.4 Newton. Similarly, just develop the relation along the y direction. You can get this Fy equals to in this way. For that, very important to just focus here. So Fy and Fx at this spot, Fy and Fx, we can just get that Fy in the negative direction of this one. So Fy, and apart from this one, just focus only on the vertical forces. This is the vertical force with us, this is the vertical force with us. Okay, From this, we have developed this relation. That is Fy equals to rho Q into V1 y minus V2 y plus P1 A1 y plus this one P2 A2 P2 A2 y. So just focus here. The initial velocity in the y direction with this 0. Similarly, the pressure force in the y direction is also 0. Now substitute everything here and get the value for Fy. So Fy, after doing calculation, we can get the minus 20,236.3 Newton. So once we get the value for summation of f of x and f of y, just substitute here and get the value for the resultant force. After doing calculation, we can get the resultant as 52,880.6 Newton. The direction of the resultant force Fr with the x-axis is given by tan of theta equals to Fy divided by Fx. So Fy with us this way and Fx with us this actually value with us. So substitute here and get the value for theta. So theta we can get 22 degree 30 minute. Okay, so depends upon the sign of summation of f of x and this one f of y. Decide the quadrant for this Fr. Fr is the resultant of this one summation of f of x and f of y. In this way, you can just represent that Fr in the fourth quadrant, because this one Fy with us minus and Fx with us plus. I hope that today's discussion related with the momentum equation, the force exerted by a flowing fluid on a paint pipe, points are clear to you. Thank you.